This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Hey, good morning to you. It's the First Alert Weather Breakdown time with our Tuesday partner, CJ Cartledge. Welcome on. I turned the cameras on now.
All right,
so
cool.
You know. All right, you fresh? You ready to go?
Yep, I'm all good, man. Thank you for having me today.
No problem. Well, thanks for coming on. I know you. Let's be honest. You filled in for Matt last night.
Mm-hmm.
You're here till 11 o'clock, and you're fresh here at 10:30 in the morning. So
Yep.
quick turnaround.
Yeah, it is a pretty quick turnaround, but thankfully we had something to talk about in the forecast here, which is mainly this cool down here that we can expect starting off next week. This is going to be similar to the cool down that we experienced just before the new year, but it could be getting a little bit cooler out there. So that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about today, right, Evan?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as I've said during my morning shows this morning, let's stop and smell the roses at least for a little bit. Because guess what? Over the next few days, we have a warming trend, which I know everybody's focused on the Arctic cold air. Because, yes, it is the most impressive and definitely, I guess, most ground-changing forecast that we have in store, and our biggest headline overall over the next 7 days. But that still doesn't happen for another 5 to 6 days. So, again, let's stop and smell the roses to where highs get above 60 degrees for like 2 or 3 consecutive days this weekend, which is honestly impressive enough for January in and of itself.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I respect it, man. You know, you live in the present. We're expecting much more comfortable conditions as the days goes on. Not much rain in the forecast just before this cold front moves through. So, once again, let's stop and smell the roses. Enjoy these beautiful conditions that we have ahead.
Yeah, pretty much. One of the things we're going to go do is it's Tuesday, so we're going to go over your TikTok Tuesday with you here in just a moment. I'll let you kind of precurse and kind of preview, so to speak, our forecast here for the day today and over the next several days as you really hinting at that big cool down. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it was basically not so much of stopping and smelling the roses. I gave a little preview of what's in store for next week, talking about this next big cool down here. I know we saw a couple of products and a couple of forecasts showing that the next 6 to 10 days, starting on Sunday, showed that we can expect, we have a high confidence of experiencing well below average temperatures for not only Shreveport and Bossier and most of the Arklatex, but for most of the country as well. And I'm just breaking down the forecast on what we can expect starting next week, as well as the chance for snow coming on, I believe, the January 19th or 20th. There is a slight chance for snow, just to preview it, but I'll explain more in the video.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There is a chance. But the forecast, you know, different models are flip-flopping around. You know, we can't tell anything for certain as of right now.
Oh, yeah. It's been – you remember the last snowstorm that we had roll on by last week for mainly areas north of Texarkana? We were confident that was coming along because it happened on consistent weather models coming in.
Right.
This system that could potentially hit on Monday – the words I keep using is just it's wishy-washy. It's in and out. It's uncertain. One day it shows there's snow there. The next it's not. So who knows still what's going to happen, honestly. Usually weather models are a lot more consistent once we get closer to the day.
That's
so
true.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll leave it at
see.
that. But I know the one thing we have guaranteed, a lot more confidence in is the big cool down in temperatures in and of themselves rather than just looking at just the chance of precipitation, so to speak. So I think you're previewing that in this TikTok, which I'll go ahead and play. We'll see after this.
Here we go again. Another major cool down is expected to move through the country, including the Arklatex, within the next 6 to 10 days. Let's start with conditions leading up to this major cool down. Through this work week coming up, we can expect zonal flow in the upper levels, which will cause our highs to slowly trend towards the above average range by Thursday or Friday, and we will stay dry across the area due to high pressure being present through the same time frame. By Friday, we can expect a low pressure system to develop and move through the Arklatex as we head into our weekend. And as you can see by those bluish colors up there just north of the L, that is cooler air waiting to set in. Saturday night into Sunday is when we can expect these cooler conditions to finally reach into the region. And as you can see, the upper level pattern shows the trough extending as far south as southern East Texas and into central Louisiana. The 7-day temperature trend shows temperatures rising into the lower 60s from the lower 50s on Monday. By the time we hit our Friday, we can expect the warmest conditions for the week as well as the wettest day of the week as the low pressure system moves through. But look at those highs on Sundays, down into the mid 40s. For those wondering if we will see some snow in our near future, we are actually under a slight risk of seeing some snowfall between the time frame of January 18th and January 24th. So there's a lot of uncertainties with this forecast here, and it shows that it is a 20 to 40% chance that this will occur. So make sure to keep those fingers crossed, and our KSLA First Alert Weather Team will be the first to keep you up to date.
So, oh man, that was really echoey. I fixed the volume now. There we go.
Okay, that's good.
Anyways, so you're saying there's a chance, and you also said fingers crossed that we hope we have this. You're a fan of this, I take it.
I am a fan of snow, actually, and I know many of you out there listening that may be listening are a fan as well, but it does cause some travel impacts for some of you going to and from work or to and from school. So it definitely has its good sides and it has its bad sides. You can build a snowman, but you can't drive to your friend's house to build a snowman, or it's hard to drive to your friend's house to build that snowman. So, yes, there's good and bad sides.
Yes. So we saw one of the things, especially as we did First Alert traffic, is I especially immediately after the snow event coming on through on Friday morning, if you looked anywhere around DeQueen, Broken Bow, Hope, anywhere in southwest Arkansas and southeast Oklahoma, it was rough on the roads. There's nothing but a whole shade of orange, indicating big slowdowns on those roadways.
Yeah, I was watching the live newscast too, and I kept seeing you guys show the areas north and around I-30, and it was completely backed up almost. There were some better spots in there, but it was just going right into another area of backups or slowdowns.
We did on the morning show a couple. I think it was Friday. I think it was last Friday. We did an interview with McCurtain County's emergency management system, which, first of all, departments of emergency management, really fantastic. I've actually done an internship with them. Not them, that particular agency of emergency management, but I have been in the sector of emergency management before, actually, working in college. Pretty cool. I will say I admire the work that they do. It's very hard work. They help to clean out the roadways. They basically deal with kind of events like this. I wouldn't say unprecedented, but it just extreme weather events, things like that happen within their county and jurisdiction where, I mean, they told us, the point is the McCurtain County told us that they basically just told people, be off the roads, period, during the day on Friday, because they were like, even our own patrol officers are getting stuck. If our own patrol officers are getting stuck, why would you bother being out in this, essentially?
Right, exactly. It is, just make sure to stay off those roads next time the next winter storm comes through, because things can happen out there on those roads. The roads can get slick, and there could be ice out there, or black ice, which is even worse. You can't even see that. And you can definitely cause an accident, which we do not want.
Four-wheel drive is a help, number one. Number two, first of all, not everybody has it, which is, not great. But I just want to say, even if you have four-wheel drive, those icy conditions, your four-wheel drive ain't doing anything on that. On pure ice
You'll
around
stay
there.
stagnant.
So be careful, again, if this ever does happen again, which it could. We'll see. Let's get into the forecast here. All right. John Harvey, Toyota Skycam, over in Bossier City. Beautiful look, beautiful sunshine. You also see a little more cloud cover around. But we got some sunshine on the pavement, so you can see reflecting off of some of those cars on the webcam there. So we're hustling and bustling about the Arclotex here for your day today. A lot more sunshine in your Window World camera here in Texarkana across the region here as we... Yeah, I love looking at this camera, too. It really just shows you, I think, the most vast, skyline overall in the Arclotex over any of our cameras here. Current conditions just getting into the 40s here. 43 in Shreveport, 49 meanwhile in Marshall already. 37 meanwhile in Center, 41 for Mount Pleasant. Temperatures are on the warm-up here today. We'll have more on that in just a moment. But CJ, our future track is looking pretty pleasant here, at least over the short term.
Yeah, it's mostly quiet around the region here. As you can see, you could expect a little bit of some cloud cover by this evening. But as we move through the night, these clouds look to roll back. And we could see a little bit of some cloud cover moving into our Wednesday morning here. But nothing much really to expect. We could see maybe a little bit of some more cloud cover by Wednesday afternoon. But this looks to be washing right out or moving right out of the Arklatex as we move into our Thursday. But in terms of the rainfall potential, as you can see, is not much expected. It's even less than what we saw for yesterday. We were expecting maybe a half an inch at the most for areas down to the far south and east, but they have retracted a little bit, moved more out of the Arklatex. Maybe a few spots just south and west or south and east of Shreveport could expect higher rain totals from the potential system that will be moving through, or potential system that could reach as far as our region. But all in all, it's not much expected through the next 7 days.
Yeah, pretty tame. And honestly, most of this rainfall potential, as CJ said, is mostly from Friday into Saturday. Most of that system kind of forms directly on top of the Arklatex or just off to our east. If you see, there are greater rain totals out towards Monroe and out towards Jackson, Mississippi, actually, that we're trying to stay first alert about and trying to see where exactly the system wants to form. So guess what? There's even a chance of this Friday and Saturday morning system not even hitting us at all, quite frankly. By the time we get into today, we have highs in the mid-50s, and guess what? This is the start of a warming trend. Highs out yesterday were mainly in the low to mid-50s, so just a little bit of a warm-up here for the day today. But boy, again, these temperatures that you're looking at right now are the coldest temperatures of the work week for highs, and that's saying something in the middle of January now, because watch out for the highs over the next couple of days, CJ.
Wow. Like, we're expecting this warmer trend to continue, and we can expect potentially the lower 60s as soon as we head into our Thursday, where actually a very small warm front will be moving through on Wednesday night into our Thursday. That will cause our lows to reach possibly the 40s on our Thursday morning, and highs into the potentially the lower 60s as we head into our Thursday afternoon. And as well as Friday afternoon, we're expecting a little bit of some warmer mornings and warmer afternoons as well. And even heading into the weekend, it still remains mostly dry across the area with the potential system moving through. But once again, the rain chances won't be great for when that system moves through.
Yep. So, one last thing I want to show you before we take a look at the 7-day forecast is kind of the warm-up that we have all the way through Friday. I have that warm jet stream, and as CJ also mentioned in the his TikTok, he also used this graphic where we just have this zonal flow coming in out of the south and west, overall just pretty much directly due from the west, which is cutting off our cold supply of air, or cold Arctic air supply, essentially, all the way at least for the rest of this work week. But then you turn the page into the weekend, and that's when that bitter cold jet stream comes on through. And not only it affects the Arklatex, but it's going to affect pretty much most of the eastern half of the country with bitter Arctic cold temperatures. So with how large this Arctic air mass is all spread out all across the country, that means we're going to be hanging around with this for quite a number of days here. And that all starts on Sunday, and we're especially going to have colder temperatures settling in by Monday and Tuesday. Monday, by the way, MLK Day. And we'll be settling in with much colder temperatures in around there. And actually, one thing I'm going to do before I show you the 7-day forecast is actually we're going to go to a break, because I realize we haven't run a break yet. And 7-day forecast is our main last feature that we have left in these podcasts here for you. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we be back, we'll then share with you our thoughts about the full 7-day forecast after this. All right, welcome back. First Alert Weather Breakdown. Here's a peek at that 7-day forecast, and there's a lot of intriguing points to it, might I add. Let's start with today, 55 degrees, nice and sunny. Overall, we have a nice warming trend over the next My goodness. Sorry about the That's how you know it's live right there. Me and my little mini burps, I guess, over here. Anyways, sorry about that. I think my stomach has settled down now. Anyways, temperatures around 55 here today. We have highs into the lower 60s again by Thursday. 64 on Friday in the middle of January. That to me is really outstanding.
Bonkers.
To be quite frank with you. 20% rain chances again for Friday and Saturday. It's a combo of the fact that the majority of the rain is going to be to the east. I don't think we're going to get any severe weather with this system, and I'm not even sure if the system's going to hit, period, between either of the 2 days. If it hits on Saturday, it's going to hit in the morning, so most of your weekend should be fine. But watch out for the change in temperature. High on Saturday is 60 degrees. High on Sunday is 42. So quite the drastic change between each of those days, and then you get into Monday, especially Monday morning's lows down to 20 degrees. The high is down to 37 as that Arctic air settles a lot more in to the start of next week. If you notice, again, we do have a 20% chance of precipitation on that day as well. Again, that's the lingering little chance that we have in store for maybe something more than just rain. There could be a chance of snow working back into the region here for the start of next week. Wild stuff, especially with another big Arctic cold wave pushing on in. So.
Yep, that is that's what's ahead for us. So make sure to enjoy these conditions while you can, because it's going to get extremely cold. We could even see some teens out there by Monday morning or potentially Tuesday morning out there. So definitely take these conditions in, enjoy them, embrace them. We're expecting comfortable conditions even as we head into the first half of our weekend, but temperatures all come crashing down heading into Sunday.
There's feels like temperatures at the start of next week down to the single digits
I'm not
around
surprised.
Texarkana, mainly because of those winds ushering in that bitter cold air. So this is looking to be potentially even colder than the last push of Arctic air that we had into the region. So that's just saying something. So overall, a lot of confidence is in on this Arctic air push. Just unlike last time, a lot less confidence is in on the precipitation, so to speak. Again, only a 10 to 20% chance. We'll keep you first alert the moment it changes, and either we get the whole green light as to, well, we don't have anything coming, or we will have something coming. We'll see. Again, we'll keep you first alert. Whatever, we're going to just continue to monitor all the models and all the data, and, yeah, we'll let you know the very latest. CJ's already got his wish list in order. He wants to snow, but we'll see about it. I will say, last thing I'll say about this for the weather forecast before we wrap up this episode. I saw weather models this morning because I was going through so many of them. This was one of them that hinted at snow south of here.
Whoa.
As in snow hitting like Alexandria and Lafayette even, and not even hitting the Arklatex. That would be a story to say that, hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on to KSLA News 12. As you can see here, snow is off to our south here today, as usual. Just, I don't know. It's
That would be crazy.
You know what? If that happens, I might actually make a drive. And just to be like, oh, what the heck? It just missed us then. So.
Hey, you better be careful if you make that drive, though. You better be careful out there, man. It's going to be icy, possibly.
Yeah, that's true.
Or snowy.
Again, that was just one weather model of plenty. But the point stands. There's other weather models that don't show anything of coming early next week. There's some that have it on top of us. There's some that have like an ounce of it here. The point is they're staggered all over the place.
Scattered.
So, again, we'll keep you first alert in the days ahead, rolling closer to. Yeah, so enjoy the sunshine. I've got out and played some frisbee last night. It was a little chilly late at night, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It wasn't as chilly as what it could have been underneath that Arctic air.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
big time.
That's pretty good.
Yep. All right. So I think we're going to wrap up this episode. So if you have any weather topics you want us to discuss, because we do more than just TikToks here with CJ, we also have a Met chat once per week. We also do interviews. We have an interview coming up here later this week, actually, as well, in the first weather breakdown. That'll be fun. We have episodes every single weekday at 10:30 on the platform you are watching right now. You can also go over to our YouTube page as well. That's where you can put in comments that we can comment to live. Pretty cool. We have that feature as well. Overall, if you have any topics that you want us to discuss weather-wise, you can message us on Facebook. He's meteorologist CJ Cartledge. I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Again, thank you very much, CJ, for coming on the podcast here today. You're also going to be on the noon show, updating our folks all about the next cold blast coming on through more thoroughly. So,
I sure will.
We'll see how it gets. We'll see how it goes. I'm meteorologist Evan Thompson again. I'll see you tomorrow at 10:30. Tomorrow's episode. Oh man, I gotta think back. I'm remembering. Oh man, I remember what's for Thursday and what's for Friday in my head, and I don't remember what I had in store for tomorrow.
You know what? It's okay. Make sure to tune in. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a surprise for you guys.
I like that.
We got something good in store for you guys.
Now I actually know and remember what I was going to do tomorrow, but now I'm just going to leave it a surprise. Because you said it. So stay tuned for tomorrow. It'll be a cool episode. 10:30, Wednesday. You have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the warmer January weather. It's almost shorts weather almost by the end of the week, don't you think?
Almost. Yeah. Definitely pretty comfortable out there, so.
It's like that Christmas in July feeling, except it's flip-flop. It's July. We put the July in Christmas. Anyways, you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow at 10:30. Be there, be square, and most importantly, be weather aware. We'll see you later. Thanks again, CJ, and peace out. Have a great rest of your day.
Peace out.